Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I want to share with you another quick victorious game played by the 8th world chess champion Mikhail Tal. His opponent is Aquiles Amparan, and this game was played in 1988 in Chicago. At the time of this game, Mikhail Tal's rating was 2630, which was considered to be very high in those times. Now let's see what happened on the board. Mikhail Tal started the game with e4 and c5 by Amparan, Sicilian defense, knight f3, knight c6, and here Tal refrained from the typical for most of the variations of the Sicilian defense, pawn advance d2 to d4, and developed the light squared bishop, creating a strategical threat of doubling black's queenside pawns by playing bishop takes c6. Mikhail Tal goes for Nezhmetdinov-Rossolimo attack g6, which is the most popular response to bishop b5. Here castling is the most popular move, but Mikhail Tal played c3 in order to establish a strong center. Bishop g7, d4, c takes d4, c takes d4. Here the best move is knight f6, but black played queen b6, after which actually black can face some problems. With his last move, black created a double threat, but here Mikhail Tal developed his knight, protected the bishop on b5 square, and set a very cunning trap. And believe it or not, but Amparan took the bait and captured on d4. Actually, instead of knight takes d4, still it was not too late to proceed with the development by playing knight f6, but in the game we see knight takes d4, which allows white to gain a huge advantage. Here comes knight d5, white knight is taking under attack the queen, and of course the bishop is untouchable because of this devastating fork. After knight d5, Amparan captured on f3, queen takes f3, and queen d8. Well, if we move like queen d6, then this time white can play bishop d2. If knight f6, then bishop b4. If queen e5, then bishop c3, and then white can castle queenside, and actually black is in trouble. If knight takes d5, then simply bishop takes g7. If queen c5, then king b1, and black's position is hopeless. Let's go back in the game. After queen takes f3, black queen retreated back on d8 square in order still to cover the c7 square, but here Mikhail Tal developed the bishop, and still this knight c7 is a very devastating threat. e5, Amparan is blocking the dark squared bishop's diagonal. We see bishop e3, knight e7, and this time bishop g5. White is starting to exploit the weaknesses of the dark squares. f6 and knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6, rook f8, and Mikhail Tal also captured on e5. Queen a5 check, king f1, although Mikhail Tal could also play king e2, but in the game we see king f1. Still there is a mating threat, that's why the queen retreated back on d8 square. Now comes bishop h6, rook g8, bishop c4, white bishops are simply chasing black rook, d6, queen f6, d5, it takes d5, knight f5, and now the rook is joining the attack, rook e1 check, and this black king actually, which is stuck in the center of the board, becomes an easy target for white pieces. King d7, bishop b5 check, king c7, rook c1 check, king b8, and after bishop f4 check, black resigned. If knight d6, then white can simply capture on d6 and then can announce a checkmate by recapturing on d6. This is truly a spectacular checkmate, which actually reminds me of Morphy's checkmate announced in a game played in 1950 against an unknown chess player. A very instructive game, I think. Mikhail Tal successfully demonstrated how to punish a pawn grabber. In the end, as usual, let me sharpen your tactical skills with a simple chess puzzle. Please take a look at this position and try to find the winning line for white. It's white to move, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.